So we're going to do 4 pounds of hamburger here, and that should be enough for my season. And even if I do have some left over, then I can always use it next year because it really does keep very well. You want to get as lean as possible because fat does not dehydrate. And I'll show you what we do later to get rid of as much of that as we can. So this really does come out to be some of the healthier hamburger that you would be eating. Now you're going to want to break it up into small pieces here. You don't have to do it in large quantities like this. I just know that I'm going to be using this throughout the summer, so you do whatever you need. Now I'm going to be using my food dehydrator for this, but I have read that you can do it in a stove by setting the stove to as low as you can, basically, and then just keeping the door open about 2 or 3 inches and letting it sit for 7 or 8 hours, doing that on a cookie sheet. So that is something I have not tried, but I've heard you can do it. We want to take these bigger chunks here, we want to break those down. We want to get these relatively small for the drying process. And the reason is because you don't want to have any fats or anything caught deep inside here that's not going to be able to get out whenever you put it through the dehydrating process. You want it to be able to really expel any moisture that is in it. Well, we've been at a total of about a little over 15 minutes now. We're on between medium high on level 7 on the stove here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to run it through the strainer. And I run some water over it here. Drain some of this grease out. And now you basically just want to work it around. Break up the larger pieces here. Break these down to smaller pieces. And then you want to get it to a point where you can put your hand in it. Whenever you take it out, it's not going to be almost kind of still snap your fingers. You don't want any greasy feel once you put your hands in there. Now we just want to take it and spread it out on these here. You don't want to go too thick. You want to just do a nice thin layer here. Make sure that the air can circulate through. You wouldn't want to necessarily be dehydrating hamburger and berries at the same time because it's all circulating in there together, so you don't want to mix around certain tastes that would be unpleasant to the palate. I'm going to be having some beans with that hamburger I just made up, and I just use the canned stuff here. You're going to want to get something that's low fat. This here is a 2%. You might be able to get lower, but basically, again, fat does not dehydrate well, really, if at all. So that's the one thing that would cause it to spoil. So what you do with that, you obviously can't do it on these sheets here because it's just going to go right straight through. So you have to give them a layer. What I do is I put on plastic wrap here, some cellophane, and I just wrap that around. Put another sheet here so it's completely covered. Now if you were doing this in the oven, again, I haven't done that, but just wherever you're doing this, however you're doing it, you don't want it getting really hot. You don't want to cook it. You just want to get it hot enough that the moisture is going to come out of it. Alright, so that will do for our beans. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw this in with the hamburger and we'll kick this thing off and we'll get it all started. So we've got the 3 trays of hamburger here, and then we've got the tray of the baked beans on the bottom. Now all we do here, we put on the front. And we're going to turn this up to about 145. Any dehydrator you have will just have the settings on it, which is going to tell you whether the setting's good for meat or for vegetables and herbs and that sort of thing. So I just set this up for meats and fish, which should be fine for the beans as well. So this has gone all night now, and it's been about 7 hours, and things are looking pretty good here. Our hamburger, very crisp, breaks apart very easily here. Sizes are pretty good, really don't Again, don't want to get too much bigger than that. And so underneath here we've got our beans, and they've come out great. They're a little bit crispy here, and they come right off of the saran wrap. No problem at all. So we're going to take these here. I'm going to get these on the counter, and we'll go ahead and package them up. And that is what that's what we end up with there. So that is from 4 pounds of hamburger, and that turns into this. I'm just going to zero out this Ziploc bag here. We'll see what 4 pounds of hamburger comes out to. So 4 pounds of hamburger is now 12.6 ounces. So we've lost quite a bit of weight. We've lost about 3 pounds, 4 ounces approximately. And our beans here, they come out to 4.7 ounces. So it really makes quite a difference whenever you're bringing food back with you on those long portages and long hikes. So I've got our water started here. I've got the beans in my cup. Now this is going to rehydrate back to 200 mils. So the thing to remember is, though, that you don't add 200 mils of water. You want to bring it back to 200 mils. So you put in the beans, and then you fill up the water to the 200 mil mark, and then that's going to be rehydrated back to exactly what you want. All right, so our water is just about ready here, and we can't forget the ghee for the potatoes. So we'll add a little spoonful of the ghee. So we'll go ahead and add the water to our beans here up to the 200 mil mark. There we go. That should do it. And I'll put the top over this to help keep the heat in a little bit. For the potatoes, we'll just go ahead and add in some water. And we'll stir that up. And we'll just keep adding and stirring until it looks about right. Wow, we've got a lot of potatoes here. Excellent. And ghee really is, I mean, it's butter. It's just pure butter fat. So all the milk solids removed, so it keeps for a very long time. Kind of smells like you're at the theater. It's got a very kind of candy sort of smell to it. It's absolutely delicious. And our salt and pepper right here, a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. All right, and I think we'll go ahead and boil up a little bit more water for the hamburger. Well, it shouldn't take very long. Stove is still hot enough. Before I don't really have to prime it, which is good. I can just go ahead and add the hamburger in now. It doesn't have to be boiling already. You don't actually even need to boil to rehydrate. It just makes it go a lot faster. There we go. That's already starting to heat up nicely. Let's see how our beans are doing. Oh yeah. That's just a ticket. Mix these guys up here. I don't know if you can see this, but these guys are coming back. Yeah, that's it, they're back. Perfect. Yeah. Spot on. This is a big meal. Good thing I'm pretty hungry. And now with the hamburger, would just drain off the rest of the water. Now we could have actually done this first and drained the water off into the potatoes, which I often do. I just really didn't think of it this time. Because that way you get the flavor of the hamburger in the water, and then you just transfer that into the potatoes. Oh, incredible. All right, so that's a full boil. Go ahead, Mike. Okay, go ahead, Mike. Take it. Put easy goose. Wow, that was close. Almost lost my potatoes. No, okay, that's it, Maddie. No, that's it. Start cleaning up my food. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, well, this stuff here is probably, gravel really doesn't take long at all, so I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit, and I'll dump out the water, and voila! There we have our potatoes, baked beans, and hamburger. Nice meat and potatoes kind of meal. And this is all rehydrates so well. It's a really delicious meal. Got quite a bit left over as well. Maybe Mandy will get a bit of a treat here. So anyways, yep. Oh, just awesome. So good.